Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Bperfect Beauty. If you are new to my channel, my name is Juliana. Thank you for choosing to view this video, and to all my returning subscribers, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be swatching the new Bperfect Compass of Creativity palettes. So it comes in 4. So there are 4 separate palettes but magnetized together. So you can literally break it apart. The same thing with the top and bottom as well, so you literally can pull it apart or you can have it all together. And I'm also going to be comparing to the new Beauty Bay Night Pan palette. So I have all the 3 of them, and the 3 shades, these 3 shades are similar to 3 of the palettes in the Bperfect set. So as an example, this is the Beauty Bay and this is the Bperfect, and as you can see, they are quite similar. So we're going to be doing the comparison once I've finished swatching all the Bperfect palette. Alright, since this is the first one in my hand, let's start with the swatches of this one. So this is called West Waters, and this is the inside of the West Waters. So it's 8 matte and just 1 shimmer, which I'm not necessarily mad at. Normally I like a lot of shimmers in my palette, but I've got so many single shades that I need to put them to use. So I, for once, I'm actually quite glad that this is 8 matte as opposed to be the other way around. So let's get swatching. I'm gonna just be doing it row by row. I don't think there is name on it, but I'm just gonna start from the bottom here, the darkest shades. Actually, I will start from the lightest shades. Okay, the first 3 shades. The third one. I'm just gonna build that up a little. So this is the first 3 shades. The texture of the matte is such a pigmented kind of matte, so when you're swatching them, they kind of like, I would say they crumble more. So from experience, I know these are going to be very pigmented. Okay, the next 3 shades. In this row is where you have the shimmer. So that is the shimmer. That is gorgeous. And then the third and final row. I love the shades of this blue. I love the tone of it. Again, I'm going to quickly build that up. Alright, these are the shades completely built up. To some extent anyway, but these are the 9 shades in the palette. Right next to the palette, so these are the swatches of West Waters. Such a beautiful palette. Okay, moving on to the pink one. This one is called South Smolders, and this is the inside of the South Smolders. I kind of love the tones in this one as well, though. It's like cool tone pinks. So again, I'm going to swatch row by row. The first 3 shades in the first row. So you can see I've got some staining in there, but I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And then the second shade. Third. I'm going to build it up again. So this is why I like to do live swatches, because sometimes it takes a lot to build up the swatches that you see online or in pictures. It does take a lot and it can be misleading. So this is more or less 2 swatches now. Okay, the next 3 shades in the second row. Build up that first one. Alright, so these are the shades built up, and now let's move on to the third and final row. This last row is really yummy. Just imagine these 3 on the eyes. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the final shade. Again, I'm going to build this up. So in building them, I didn't really touch the palette afresh. All I did was, because it's slightly crumbly, I spread the shade across my hand. But this is the palette, and this is the palette together with my swatches. So this is a very pretty color story. I can't wait to compare it to the Beauty Bay one. I mean, I can see definitely already that there are some different tones, but we'll get there. But this is the South Smolder palette. Yeah, South Smolder, that's the name. This is the South Smolder palette. Okay, if I had known it was gonna stain this much, I would have done the nude one first. So this one is called Not Nudes. And this is the inside of Not Nudes. So this is the one palette that I don't have anything to compare to, but this is Not Nudes. First 3 shades. Oh wow, that one is really pigmented. Okay, so these are the first 3 shades in the Not Nudes palette. Okay, then shades in the middle row. So I was very heavy-handed with that shimmer, and it right crumbled in the pan, so about to kind of like push it back, but it is beautiful. Lots of foil. You see that? So beautiful. And then the third shade in the middle. So these are quite close to my skin tone, but you can still see them. Yeah, so this is first 6 shades in the nude palette. And then the final 3 shades. I think this is definitely black, and we'll soon see how that swatch is like. So that's the first one in the last row, and this is the black. Not bad. I'm just gonna go over them again. Okay, that's it. I went over it one more time. And those are the 9 shades in the nudes palette, not nudes palette. And next, swatches next to the palette. This is what it looks like. It's got a beautiful color story. So this is the last time you'll be seeing this one, because I have nothing to compare it to. But this is the not nudes palette. It's gorgeous. How would it apply on the eye? I don't know. My next video is going to be on applying all of the 4 palettes, but for now I just wanted to do the swatches and the comparison. Alright, the 4th and final palette, it's called the East Emeralds. The names are quite cute. So East Emeralds, and this is most likely going to be my favorite palette. So this is the inside of the East Emeralds. I mean, I could have done it without this one. I wish they had replaced it with something else, but it does make it unique. So now let's get swatching. So first 3 shades. I'm just going to swatch these all through, and if any one of them needs building up, I'll build it up later. So these are the first 3 shades. So middle 3 shades. That's, oh my days, that shimmer is beautiful, and this one is not as soft as the one in the nudes palette. So that is the next 3 shades. Okay, the third and final row. Absolutely beautiful shades. Oh, look at that green. Oh wow. Okay, and these are the swatches with the palette. I've built it up one more time, so I did not heavily, but I just went over it one more time. And this is the East Emeralds palette. Absolutely gorgeous. I must say, one thing I do like about each palette before we get into the comparison is that you can use each one of them on their own without having to reach into another palette. So they've got like light shades, and they've also got shades to dip in the outer corner for each and every one of the palettes. So I like that about it. So this is the East Emeralds, and this is the Not Nudes. Alright, same goes for the purple tone and the pink tone. As you can see, they've got light shades and they've also got deepening shades. Although if you are very dark skinned, you might need like a deeper purple, but for most skin tones I would say this is adequate. So it's got lighter shades and it's also got deepening shades. That's one thing I like about all the palettes. Now let's get into the comparison. I'm going to be comparing the West Waters with the Midnight palette from Beauty Bay. So this is the outer packaging. So the Beauty Bay one is slightly bigger than the Bperfect one. And this is the inside. So this is Beauty Bay and this is Bperfect. So as you can see, the tones are quite different. On the bottom of the Beauty Bay one is mostly royal blue and royal purple, whereas this one is actually got purple as one of the shades, whereas this one is definitely bluish. And if you look at the middle row as well, it's quite different. Even though the first one in this shade here might be similar to the one in the middle, but not quite. It's still slightly different. Then if we go to the top row, you can see there's a pink in the Beauty Bay one, and there's nothing like that in the Bperfect one. So these are the 2 palettes. And in the Beauty Bay one, you've got 4 shimmers. Yeah, definitely 4 shimmers. So is it going to be a choice of what you prefer? And I'm going to swatch shades that might look similar in both palettes. Okay, this is the blue in the Beauty Bay one. This one. I'm just gonna swatch right here. I should have wiped away my previous swatches, but we're gonna go with the flow. So this is the blue in the Beauty Bay palette, and this blue is this one in the center, which I think looks similar, but as you can see, it's quite different. So this is more royally kind of blue, and this is more blue. This is Beauty Bay, this is Bperfect, so they are quite different. I'm also going to compare this blue and the one in the middle. So that blue and the one in the middle, that blue I'm going to compare to this light one, and the blue in the middle of the Beauty Bay I'm going to compare to this one. So let's start with the light one. So that's the blue in the Bperfect on my whatever finger that is. And let's take the equivalent light blue in the Beauty Bay palette. This is the one in the Beauty Bay palette, this is the one in the Bperfect palette. So swatching the Bperfect palette first and then the Beauty Bay one. So as you can see, the Beauty Bay one is like sky blue, and this is whatever slightly turquoise blue, I want to say. Okay, and swatching the medium tone kind of blue. This is from Bperfect, and this is Beauty Bay. Okay, I built both of them up. So this is Beauty Bay, this is Bperfect. As you can see, they are different tones. So they look similar in the pan, but they are all different shades. So have a look again. So they are definitely different. I will put swatches of each of the palettes in comparison. I'll put it on my community tab, so keep an eye out for that. But this is the comparison of the blue toned palette in Bperfect and Beauty Bay. Okay, let's get into the pink. So this is the Berries palette from Beauty Bay, and this is this South Smallest palette from Bperfect. Again, Beauty Bay palette is slightly bigger than the Bperfect palette, and these are the two palettes together. So they've carefully looked at each tone and just made it different. The only thing I would say is similar right away from looking at the palette is these two shades. That's about it. Again, this has got 4 shimmers. Yeah, 4 shimmers. And that shade in the middle is definitely not in the Bperfect one because it's one of my favorites. So, as you can see, they are very different. Even the darkest pink is different to that of Bperfect. Yeah, so I'm going to swatch the only one shade that looks similar to me. Okay, these are the 2 shades. So this one is Beauty Bay and this one is Bperfect. So swatching the Beauty Bay one first. And then Bperfect. So very similar, but still slightly different. This one is kind of darker, I want to say darker cool, whereas this one is slightly brighter with tone. Well, from what I'm seeing in the camera and even looking at it, yeah, definitely this is brighter. Beauty Bay is brighter than the Bperfect one. So that's the pink palette compared. Now let's compare the green one. Okay, Hetty from Beauty Bay and East Emirates from Bperfect. So looking at this straight away, they are very, very different. Very, very different. The bottom rows, the middle rows, the top rows, they are all different. In fact, I can't see any shade that is similar in any of the 2 palettes. For the sake of comparison, I'm just going to compare this one, this green, to the one in the middle right there in Beauty Bay. But that's about the only shades that are close enough to even be compared. And by the way, the Beauty Bay palette is also 4 shimmers again in this one. So 4 shimmers and 5 mattes. Absolutely beautiful. So again, this is Beauty Bay and this is Bperfect. I love the tone of that Beauty Bay one. That green, oh my days, it's the perfect mid-tone green. So as you can see, they are different. When you look at Instagram or the pictures separately, you think, oh yeah, it's the same set of tones, but no, they are not. They are quite different. I mean, look at these ones. Those are the closest as far as I can tell, and they are definitely different to each other. And the 2 palettes again next to each other, yeah, definitely different. Definitely different from the yellow here to the tones at the bottom of this one. This one is more of cool tones, and whereas this one is like warm and medium tones in the palette. So yeah, definitely different. So all of the 3 palettes are different. At most, maybe they have 1 shade in each of the palettes that are similar, but overall they are quite different. I mean, so far so good. I've only used the Beauty Bay ones, so I can tell you that these ones are well worth the money, as in more than even worth the money. I've used 3 of the palettes on a look and some other looks that I've done, and they are a joy to use. Absolutely beautiful formula of matte and shimmers. They were such a joy to use. So soft, and even when you saw the swatches are slightly better than the Bperfect one. So for me, the experience I've had using this one, it's a beautiful experience, pleasant experience. But I'm going to start using the Bperfect ones from this week, and I'm going to do a video next weekend just on all of the 4 palettes really, so we can see what the formulas are like. But so far so good. I love the tones and the shades in each palette. I think they are different and they are unique to my collection. I mean, as you saw, even compared to the Beauty Bay ones, they are very, very different. You know, the tones are different. They might look similar at a glance, but they are very different. So I'm looking forward to using each and every one of the Bperfect palettes. Okay guys, those are my swatches and comparison to the Beauty Bay palette. So I hope I've been able to kind of like give you some sort of a conclusion on what each of the palette looks like, on whether you're going to make your purchase or not. If not, you can put your question down in the comment section and I can answer them. And remember, I will also put a comparison picture on my community tab for everybody that want to see like a closer up look or closer up swatches of this palette, and I'll make sure that I build all of the shades up properly so you can see the maximum intensity of each shade. But that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me and you've enjoyed this video, you've enjoyed the swatches. If you have enjoyed this video, please like it, share it and subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I'll see you.